Hey everybody, happy Monday. Welcome to Mindset Live. I'm Renee.
Welcome to Mindset Live. I am John. It is great to be here on this Monday. We have a great Mindset Live tonight. We have amazing sisters, Caroline and Lizzy Tierney. They're the founders of Daughter Lessons, and Daughter Lessons is this super cool, it's like trend forward, multi-purpose activewear brand. It's on a mission to empower the next generation of women. And Daughter Lessons is going to join us, and I see that they're here, and we're going to bring them in 1 second. 1 second, guys. I just want to get through one quick little bit of business.
All right.
Very important to talk about. This Thursday is a very big day for Mindset. It is what we like to call the New York State of Mindset. We are partnering with Equinox, and we'll be partnering with them to pop up at 8 clubs around the tri-state area, 4 of which we're going to have team members at. I will be at the Columbus Sports Club. Amanda's going to be at Rockefeller Plaza. Drew is going to be at one of them, Bryant Park, I believe.
Bryant Park, yeah.
So it's amazing. It's going to be amazing. Really exciting to be able to talk to people directly about CBD, cannabinoid wellness, and at the same time on this day, Rene is going to be traveling out to the Hamptons for a very special event. There is a periodical called the Hampton Scout Guide, and it talks about, this Hampton Scout Guide talks about the best things in the Hamptons, and Mindset Wellness is in this guide. So to celebrate our being in the guide, as well as the publication for this season, they're throwing a great event out at a beautiful winery out there on Thursday. So if you're out in the Hamptons, come say hi to Renee. If you are in the city, come say hi to me. And that's it. So let's talk to Caroline and Lizzy if they are available. I was really excited.
Let's see. No requests.
That's
Okay,
the story of my life, but it's sad.
Wait, let's see. Can we figure out how to get them to join?
So what if we
go
touch this? We touch them?
No, I think we have to go here.
Oh, I see. I was just grabbing wildly
there we
at
go.
the... That's fantastic.
I
You're
know.
very good.
I'm like...
I was grabbing, pulling wildly at the...
Hi!
Guys.
Can you guys hear us? Can you hear us?
You do? Do you hear us? Yes? Speak? Let me hear.
Hi.
Hello?
Can you hear us?
We don't hear them.
Now I hear
Okay.
Yes?
Now we hear you.
Now I hear you.
Okay, good. How are you guys?
It's in? It's
It's coming in now. Wait, now I hear you. Okay, wait. Who's Lizzy and who's Caroline?
Uh-oh. We're going to make you guess. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Lizzy. And this is
Okay.
Caroline. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you guys are so similar, right?
I know. It is kind of crazy. We'll try not to talk and say the same thing the whole time either. But
No, like this is part of the gig. I'm
I think
expecting
it's-
this.
yeah.
You're supposed to finish each other's sentences. Like,
I'm
I'm
gonna
waiting
do a
for
dance
the moment.
routine
I'm
too.
excited.
Yeah.
Who's
I put my hair back. So I'm Caroline, the one with the hair back.
okay?
Okay, so Caroline,
Lizzy.
Lizzy,
Yes.
Renee, John,
Renee, John. Yeah.
we're here. Okay.
We
So-
just took our focus. Yeah, we did.
Oh,
And I took a half
Oh, wow. Product plug early on. I love it. Thank you.
I mean, after a long work day, we need one. I took a
one.
happy, a
Please.
focus.
Yes, please keep going. Oh my God, it's fantastic. I was going to say nice things about you. I didn't expect this, and this is so lovely.
Really, what can we
really do
say?
love them, yeah.
We're fans. We're
Oh my God.
real fans of the brand, so we're happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Oh my God,
Thank you
yeah.
for coming on. We're so excited to talk to you because your story is so interesting and what you're doing is so great. And we're excited to chat about it and see how you came to it and hear the whole thing. So where did you guys grow up? Let's start with that.
Sure. So we grew up in Rochester, New York, which is pretty far upstate. It's probably 5.5 hours from the city. And we grew up as dancers, competitive dancers, and anyone in that world knows that it's all consuming. It's a very time consuming sport. So I think between that and then the fact that we went to an all girls middle school and high school, those two things combined are really what shaped us kind of like moving forward into this space of like, how can we help other girls or other women, to give them access to what we were so fortunate to have, which is community, encouragement, you know, confidence, all of those things.
Love that.
And then, yeah, so that's where we're from, and that's kind of like what led us into the brand.
So that's amazing. Let me touch on that a little bit. You know, you're talking about these people around you, and they had this amazing influence on you, right? They had this I guess this amazing mindset that wore off on you. Who are some of those? Who are some of those impactful women that were in your life, and sort of what did they bring to you that you're bringing now to the brand and to your community?
Right. I mean, first and foremost, our parents, but they, along with a bunch of our dance teachers and teachers in school, kind of taught us this common thread of do what you love, and they supported us and pushed us to do what we loved. And I think I can speak for Caroline in the fact that we never thought we would really start a brand, but because we've had these voices in our heads for the past like 20 years saying, do what you love, go for it, work hard. If you work hard, you'll get there. We just took the leap and realized, you know, what are two things we love most? It's being active and being with each other. And how can we figure out a way to do that for a career? And so we also love fashion, and we were like, let's just start a brand. And
So sorry about the
that's okay. We just had all those in our head telling us, go for it. Why not? Like, why not you? So I would say mostly our dance teachers and our parents and some really important figures at our high school, including our best friends. So, yeah.
That's amazing.
That really is. You're so fortunate, and that you recognize that. That's
right.
A big part of that, because some people take things for granted, and you really recognize how fortunate you are, and with that you want to help others feel that way too. So
yeah, no,
right. That's one of the pillars of our brand as well, is a portion of like giving back. And so we work with a nonprofit called Girls Inc., which supports the education and development of girls across the country. And a portion of our sales go towards Girls Inc. So it's something that we're very passionate about, is that, you know, we recognize that we're so fortunate, and we want to be able to instill these same values in the girls to come behind us. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I think when we met, you talked to me a little bit about this, and you called it the 3 pillars of your brand. You know, so that would be one of them. What are the other pillars that makes up the core of what makes you guys special and unique?
Sure. I think we wanted to build an activewear brand that did 3 things: encouraged movement, first off, inspired confidence, and created community. And without community, I don't think any of us have anything. Human connection is the number one thing that all of us seek in this world. And I think that during the pandemic, that became very apparent to everyone. And so we made sure that when we started the brand, Daughter Lessons was going to create functional, high-performing, trend-forward activewear, but that was always going to be the vehicle for the much larger picture, which was building community, inspiring confidence, and encouraging movement.
Right. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's beautiful.
That is absolutely fantastic. I love that so much. And it is so true. I think because of the pandemic, a lot of us have, you know, we missed out on so much community that we're craving that connection. And like that brings me to how you came to Daughter Lessons, how you came to this brand, and what did you do before? And I know this happened during the pandemic, so tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So I'll speak for myself, and then I'll let Lizzy. I worked in corporate America. I was in real estate investments for over 6 years, a very fast-paced corporate environment. I was the only female sales girl on my floor for years.
That must have been fun.
Yeah, it was. I actually loved it. All sarcasm aside, I really did love it. You guys are great. And I learned so much just about people, right? Working with people and all these different characters you come across, especially working in New York City. So I loved that. And it was during the pandemic that I just started to get super fatigued. and I didn't know where this was going long term. I knew it wasn't something I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And I didn't know what I wanted to do with the rest of my life, but I knew that I was multifaceted and I couldn't really put myself in one specific lane. I love creating. I love people. I love, like working out and moving. And somehow we've built this opportunity for ourselves where we get to do it all.
Yeah.
Which is incredible.
Yeah. And I went to school in New York City for dance at Pace University in their commercial dance program. So since graduating, I'm working professionally as a dancer. But during the pandemic, Caroline and I left the city with one bag with like a week's worth of stuff, thinking we'd be back in a week and a half. And we were at home for months, and all we were doing was working out. We went to our parents' house and we were just working out, and we were buying activewear because that's all everybody was wearing and it's all we were wearing. So we started to see that what we were buying was just missing the mark. We were unhappy with it. We thought, this could be better, or, why isn't this cute? But the stuff that is really functional, I don't want to wear to like brunch after or go, spend the rest of my day in. So Caroline looked at me and she was like, should we just start our own? And honestly, the next day we set up 11 interviews with technical designers, and from there we just didn't even look back. Honestly, we just kept going.
I mean, first of all, that's how you got to do it, right? You just, nothing stops you. You're not going to have the answers. It doesn't matter. You figure it out as you go. And that's why you are where you are. And I congratulate you on it. That's fantastic. I think the overarching sort of narrative, though, for a lot of people, including you guys, including us, was that there was all this energy moving into the pandemic, whether it was professional dancing or it was real estate deals and all the stuff you guys were doing. And then suddenly everything came to a halt, and it forced you to be quiet. It forced you to really get quiet with yourself. And that creativity and that love that you had to get channeled somewhere. It had to go someplace. And so it couldn't go to the places that it normally was going in your lives, but you found another outlet. And that is incredible, because many people couldn't figure out what to do with that energy, and it became very, very stale energy for them. And there's a lot of people that are feeling a lot of those after effects still. But you guys were able to take that as a launch pad and find a new mindset and a way to really take that. And that, to me, is an incredible story. I mean, that's really fantastic. So,
yeah, you just like articulated all those feelings we had. That was so great. Thank you. That was like so well said.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So how did you come up with the name?
Yeah, that's a good question.
You know what? It just kind of like rolled off the tongue one day. We're one of three girls. My sister, obviously Lizzy, myself, and then our older sister, Mary Kate. So all three of us are very, very close. And we're also super close with our parents. Like, we're that annoying group of kids that just like, love hanging out with our parents.
I need some
I don't know what
happened.
Love.
Like,
I have really cool. It's like fun. And so our parents are always just, paying it right back to us and being like, you kids are the best. Like, we love hanging out with you. You guys should give lessons on how to be kids, like daughter lessons. And then Lizzy and I were always kind of just like, oh, it's such a cute name.
Yeah.
So
It is a cute name. I love it. I think it's fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, because people don't realize how much goes into like thinking about what to call a brand. I mean, I know you were creating mindset, but it also kind of came to you very.
No, I think that I mean, obviously from an outsider, it seems like you aligned very naturally with the space that was good, that made sense for you as dancers. Obviously, you had a need for functional clothing, and obviously as consumers, you were working out a lot. Right. Yep. And so you were big consumers of brands. And so those are usually the people that, you knew more about the market than most marketers knew, because you were so embedded in it, just as people who loved it. And so that gave you that always gives you the angle, and that always gives you a step up, because it's a natural love for what it is. So you love activewear, you love wearing it, and you wanted to share that.
100%. Yeah. And John, to your point, I think our goal in building this brand is to be like the girls that weren't influencers. We didn't have some platform before that turned into a brand. We don't have parents in the textile industry, and that's how we got here. We're just two normal girls who are super passionate about building something from scratch. And I think, you know, like a few years ago when I was working in my corporate job, I was constantly looking for podcasts with just like normal people, like relatable, normal people that built something without a platform, you know, not to say that that isn't incredible. I think that that's incredible, and that comes with its own baggage. Those people definitely have a difficult time getting into the business for other reasons. But I was just like, show me a girl who's 27, doesn't know what she wants to do with her life, but knows she's like itching to get there, and living in New York, and works out, values her family, her health, her wellness, her mindset. And like, I want to talk to those people so that that's who we are. We're just the consumers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's fantastic. The authenticity of who you are.
Yeah.
You know,
It's inspiring.
it is because,
it's
you know,
really inspiring. You inspire me.
right? You know, because there's some,
Yeah,
Oh
no,
my gosh.
that's true, because there's something as much about living in this day and age. You know, we all have these stories of, especially of these tremendous moments of angst and of terrible things that have happened that brought us to this moment. You know, my whole thing. And you guys are just living your truth of saying, listen, I have a good life. I love my parents. This is good. I just want to share some of that with you. That's so real. It's so good. And there's a huge audience for it, you know.
Thank you.
You know, kudos to you guys for just, you know, just being yourselves and not worrying about, you know, again, all the other stuff. You're just going to let it figure itself out. And that's really the way to be successful.
Thank you. Easier said than done, but
Yeah, so
you're doing it.
You're doing it. But with that said, easier said than done. Have there been any obstacles? With any business, I know there can be obstacles. And how have you, if there were any obstacles, how'd you deal with them so far?
wow, where do we start?
I know. I mean, first of all, before we get into this, like, I know you guys can agree, I could never have done this on my own. Like, having a partner, someone to problem solve with, bounce ideas off of, find solutions with, is something that I'm very thankful for. So before we even voice like our biggest obstacles, I know we got through them because we have each other, and I'm sure you guys can say the same. But
100%. 100%.
I could, yeah. But
I don't know if I pulled my weight, but Renee's done a fantastic job.
No, we take turns going, you know, a little.
I mean, honestly, so do we. We've like really in the past couple, even just like months since we launched in March, have found what each of us is better at, or like what our strengths are. And that's been helping with a lot of obstacles, because we can now more easily identify like the solution because we've realized our strengths a little bit. But I would say like the largest obstacle might have been that neither of us worked in fashion, or you know, neither of us have built a business before. So it's not one huge obstacle, but it's just all these small decisions.
Plus, like, we decided to start a retail brand in the middle of a global supply chain crisis. So like that was great.
Right, yeah.
Definitely a difficult time to start because all of the raw materials were stuck on a cargo ship, like waiting to enter the United States for 8 months, what was supposed to be 4 weeks, right? So certainly a lot of setbacks with the timing, supply chain issues, working with manufacturers is always a challenge. I know that you guys know that. So yeah, a lot of challenges. But Google.
Oh my God.
Google and
Google,
figure things out. You can figure it out if you really want to. That's what I think.
It's not always about resources, right? It's about being resourceful.
Right, and that's
exactly.
And I love that, because figuring it out, there's always a way to figure it out. Some people, that mindset of that is how we've always been. You know, you have the opposite where people just create more problems for themselves instead of solutions. And by having a solution mindset.
Yeah, and also, you know, take your naiveness and your innocence in this business as one of your greatest strengths, because it is what it is, right? Yes. So make it something that is important to you, because you are seeing this business with eyes that are not old. You are seeing this with new, fresh eyes. When we came into the cannabis space as retailers, right, we saw things that no one saw. And they were standing out there. They're right there for everyone to see. But sometimes you see them differently because you're coming from a different space. And so not being long-time manufacturers or retailers or knowing all that stuff isn't necessarily a bad thing anymore.
Right.
because you don't know what's right or wrong. You don't know you're making a mistake. You don't know, oh, maybe I should have made that phone call. Who cares? You made it, you know? And
Exactly.
that's this beauty of it, of just going for it and being out there. And,
Right.
you know, and, if you guys didn't come and weren't so sweet and come visit us at our Players Cafe event, we would have never talked to begin with, right? And so one thing sets the next thing in motion, and you open one door in the next door, and that's sort of the mindset of how it all works.
Yeah, it's true. And your energy and your enthusiasm, I mean, it shows through your brand, through everything. I mean, I'm such a fan.
So
Thank
where
you.
do you guys
Likewise.
want to be?
God.
Where do you guys want to be? Do you guys want to be direct to consumer? Do you want to be wholesale? Do you want to be? Do you want to have your own retail stores? Is it a combination of everything? What's the dream?
I think we want to be like everywhere that our consumer is, and hopefully the consumer grows with us over time. We understand that the DL girl is very connected digitally, but she also appreciates like a physical presence. And with activewear, I think that the customer does like to try things on. So while we are direct to consumer for now, we are in a few retailers across New York and California right now. But
You want to shout them out? I'd love to give them some love.
We're in Anderson Studios. Across New York. We're in the Hamptons now.
Fantastic.
California. Yeah.
Where in Hamptons?
In Watermill.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, we have a Watermill store. So
Yes.
we're in there.
But I mean, a physical store in New York would be a dream.
Just to create a space that's like all DL.
With the personality of
us,
the brand.
Yeah, it would be amazing.
Yeah. Well, do it. Don't. There's a lot of reasons why you shouldn't, but there's a lot of reasons why you should. Just do it.
I agree.
Eventually.
I'm gonna have to call you.
I know, right?
I'm telling you. When
Oh, no, you know that I'm available for a consultation.
When we met you guys, I left that like thinking, you know, oh, okay, we're gonna go, and then John got up there and gave this speech. I'm like, Lizzy, why am I crying? We're both like, this man is amazing. Oh my god! And the way he looks at Rene and like the partnership you two have together, I'm just like, it's incredible.
It is very inspiring.
You guys
and
are
something
amazing.
we
Only
left.
Chanel would ever put up with me.
So sweet. No, it was so good.
Amazing. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, you guys are the future, and it's inspiring to see. Keep doing what you're doing. Really excited. Do you have any? You want to tell us any little excitement for fall? Anything coming that you guys have been planning? Any kind of exciting design, new piece in the line?
Do you have inspiration from any designers? Like, what's up?
Yeah, what's inspiring you guys?
Just the streets of New York.
Yeah.
I mean, the energy in New York City has never been better.
Like,
there's no better place to live. The studios, the boutique fitness classes, the way people style everything. It's just like,
yeah. So we're
I
always
mean,
taking inspiration from people we see on the streets, but
we do have a collection. Our second collection is dropping
end of
in
summer.
August, end of summer, and that's hot off the press.
Yeah.
So we
I
haven't
love
even
that.
announced it.
We
But,
have to have
yeah.
if you have a big party, we have to be there.
Of course. I'm coming to you right after this, Rene. Come on. Of course.
So we're on the same page. I don't know if Renee was inviting herself to your party as much as she was saying mindset should be there, and we should.
No, both.
Well, you come with it, right?
Yeah, I would hate to
We'll
invite
come,
myself.
we'll bring
I would
gummies.
just I just don't invite
I
myself.
love it. I
No, I'm
love it.
definitely invited. Oh, yeah. Wait, so what's your favorite gummy? Do you both like the same ones? Like,
Oh, that's such a hard question.
Which
I do both like the happies. We really do both like the happy, and then focus are probably my two favorite.
I like calm.
same.
Because
Calm
I'm
is my
like
go-to.
because I'm like such a scattered person when it comes to, it's really hard for me to shut down. And this is great. I think obviously we have an activewear brand and fitness is a huge part of our life, but it's a lifestyle, right? And like anything that we can do to get our hands on to enhance our health and wellness, including CBD, especially CBD, we're massive fans.
Right.
Like, love it.
Yeah, well, that's why we love to collaborate with brands like yours, because we all have different modalities, all to bring the consumer choice. It's all about making the consumer feel good in all different ways, mentally, physically, and those things are with intention. The clothes you put on are with intention. The things you put in your mouth are with intention. It's all about choosing your mindset. So guys, I appreciate incredibly you taking the time. I'm so excited to see what's next. Apparently we're coming to your party. So
Right, you are.
you
And you're going to open our retail space.
Yeah.
Watch out, world. I mean,
So right.
Won't be the last time you see us for.
If you have off hours, I'm sure I can probably work some retail. So let me know.
Yeah, we
You
love
guys are the
it.
best.
Yeah, I can't
Thank
get
you
enough.
yeah,
so
thank
much
you
for having us.
This
Oh
was
my
so
gosh.
fun.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
We'll see you guys soon.
All the
Yes.
best. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.